Okay, real quick, if you're new, if this is the first time tuning into the channel, I thank you. Let's just go over the truck real quick so everyone knows what it is. This is a 1981 Chevrolet C10 short bed, two-wheel drive truck. It's got a, what I believe to be a mid-70s Mark IV 454 big block. Stock cam heads are there. They're stock, nothing special. It has a T56 6-speed manual transmission in it. That's probably one of the coolest features of the truck. And in addition to that, the only performance upgrades that were done prior to me buying the truck: long tube headers, Edelbrock RPM air gap intake, and of course, I have added the Holley 1250 8-injector Super Sniper along with the Holley Hyper Spark so it can 100% control ignition time.
My eyes were way too red. Rather than take my contacts out and put my glasses on, I just figured, put these badass shades on. That's way cooler. Okay, everyone who puts together these type of videos always likes to tell you how fantastic it was what they bought. And while I don't disagree that this is an extremely good product for the money, let's get right down to it and talk about some of the things that could be done better. First of all, and this is minor, but it's a problem I had and it's a problem other people had too. When I got everything installed, as you know, or as you may have read, the system will not go into learn mode until it reaches 160 degrees. I had a 16-degree difference when the truck was sitting ice cold overnight in the garage between my manifold air temp sensor, or as some people know, the intake air temp sensor, and my coolant temp sensor. It doesn't make any sense. If your truck is sitting in the garage, it's sitting outside, it hasn't run in a day or two, those two temperatures should A, be the same, and B, I don't know, they should be ambient, okay? So being here, sitting in the garage, you know, it should be 60-some degrees. I was getting a 16-degree difference. Worse than that, when the truck would get warm, it would be off on the other way too. It was basically too hot. I'm talking coolant temp. Coolant temp was too hot when it was cold, and it was too cold when the engine was hot. So it wouldn't go into learn mode. The whole point of this thing is that it learns on your own. You don't have to take it to a tuner. That wasn't happening. So looked online. It's a pretty common issue. Get yourself a GM sensor. I'll post the part numbers for those are like 10 bucks. Boom, that fixed it perfectly. So that was the first thing. You know, Holley, just small thing. Put different sensors in them. Just get slightly better sensors. You know, it's 10 bucks, and I think we'll get rid of that issue. That's small. Number two, the second thing that anybody who gets this, I just go ahead and just do this straight off the bat. Don't even try and start it up the way it comes. These things come with a one-to-one linkage. So in this application, being 800 CFM, you know, what that means is you give it gas and all four of the butterflies, like if it was a carburetor, be your primaries and your secondaries, both are opening at the same time. So being that this is a stick shift, even though this is very mild clutch, you know, stock feeling, you go to take off from a light, it looks like you have no idea what you're doing. You know, you give it a little bit of gas and that thing just takes off, right? You know, you're spinning tires, you're jerking around, it sucks. So I'm pretty sure Holley knows about this. They have in the software now for the new firmware update, they've got a setting for a progressive linkage. So you can get a linkage that, you know, like a let's say a Holley 750 type style, you know, double pumper. If you open up the throttle, you'll see the primaries open first, and then at a certain point, the secondaries will open. So you go into the software, you enable the progressive linkage, and then you go and look and you open the throttle until you see the secondaries open, and you mark down whatever that percentage was, and you enter that in the computer. That makes this thing so much more drivable. If you don't do that, and maybe it's not as bad with an automatic, but with the stick, if you don't do that, it's super jerky, it's hard to drive, it's not fun, it's not what you want with your brand new EFI system. A quick tip so that you don't have to go out and buy one of these from Holley. If you had a double pumper, like I had a Holley 750 on it before, if you had a double pumper, that already has this exact correct progressive linkage that you need. Take it off, put it on this one, take that one-to-one linkage, put it in your box so you have it, boom, Problem fixed, $0, because I'm assuming most of you guys took off a Holley carburetor to put on the Holley EFI. Another thing, this one, the first two, because technically, maybe I just got a bad coolant temp sensor. Maybe some people don't mind it. They have an automatic and that linkage is fine, or they're racing and they're hard on the gas anyway, so they don't need that. But this is one thing, and it's not expensive, but I don't know why they don't include it, is they do not give you, or I should say, if you removed a Holley carburetor, whether it's a 670, it's a Street Avenger, or it's a double pumper or an Ultra, whatever carburetor you removed, I would imagine if I took off a Holley carburetor and I installed a Holley Sniper and my throttle cable never changed, then I should be able to take that throttle cable bracket off and put it on here. You cannot. So that was very surprising to me, and I'll show you a picture here in a second so you can see the difference. There's no way you can make it work. I mean, you might technically be able to make it work, but your throttle cable is going to be all cattywampus. It's an awesome word, by the way. It's going to be messed up. It's not going to work right. So I'm going to give you the part number again because I'm helping you guys out. It's a Demon part number, so technically it's owned by Holley, but it's a Demon part number. You're going to want to get this throttle cable linkage to make it work. Okay, last thing, and we're nitpicking now. This is minor. This could have been a me problem. I'll go over the things because I had me problems. I had things where it had nothing to do with Holley. I screwed up. I messed up, and that made this. It took me longer to get it running because of that. This, I'll file in there is maybe some of it was how the parts were manufactured. Maybe some of it was me, whatever. I had an issue where after I got my fuel tank all installed in the truck, turned the key on, I got fuel leaking on the floor.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, keep coming on.
I think we might be okay.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it on. You ready?
Oh, wait, nope, stop.
Not good, right? It's near your exhaust. It's not what you want. You need that fixed. I followed the instructions to a T. I even used, what do they call it? Permatex Aviation Forma Gasket. I use this stuff. It calls for it in the instructions. And this was on my supply side, so the high pressure side at the, and you'll see a video, but it was leaking, right? At the threads, at the MPT fitting. I tried everything. I thought maybe I screwed up. Maybe I didn't follow the instructions right. So I went ahead, did it again, took it off, had a whole new fitting. Maybe it was a bad fitting. Put the Aviation Forma Gasket on because that's what they call for in the instructions, and let it sit for 24 hours, the full time. I didn't rush it. Leaked like a sieve again. Do not use that stuff. Maybe it works for you, but here you go. This works on everything. You want Rector Seal number 5. This is the good stuff. Not only did this solve my issue of the 60 PSI fuel line leaking, boom, right there. You don't have to wait 24 hours, especially if it's on water or coolant or anything like that and it's under 100 PSI. So for like your coolant temperature sensor, any threaded fittings like that, you can put it into service immediately. Go out, this stuff's great. Rector Seal number 5. Don't use the Aviation Forma Gasket. This is cheaper, it works better. You don't want to remove your fuel tank again. Trust me, it's not fun. All right, I hope I wasn't complaining too much or didn't come across like I was complaining too much. Let's talk about, should you buy this? Yes, you should buy this. This especially, and now I didn't cheap out either. I got the Hyperspark, right? I got the Hyperspark. I got the Super Sniper because I plan to do more down the road. Supercharger, turbocharger, I don't know. Okay, I plan to do that stuff down the road. I got the full in-tank fuel pump, right? Because that's kind of the way to go. I forget what I paid exactly. I called Holley, talked to them. If you buy everything all at once directly from Holley, sometimes they'll help you out a little bit, give you a little discount. I'm just saying it's a good idea. But even if you don't get any discount, it's a good buy. I mean, totally positive and honest things I'll say. The customer service, I spoke with Dustin. Dustin was my man at Holley. And there was a couple parts that they missed, a couple fittings, no big deal. I ordered a lot of stuff. They got it sent to me real quick, free of charge, threw in a t-shirt. Dustin, you're the man. The instructions are actually pretty good. I mean, like I said, and I'll go into it in another video, there's tiny little things, but in general, it all works. Aside from the coolant temp sensor, other than that, I mean, it's quality. The connectors are quality. They didn't cheap out on the wiring. You know, everything looks good. I've gotten cheap stuff before, but I really didn't feel like that was the case. So it's running now. I'm gonna do some more tuning on it. We'll do that in another video. I just wanted to make a video to kind of explain to you guys what I liked, what I didn't like. If you have questions, please comment, like, subscribe. If you've noticed, if you ask me a question and I can help you and I know the answer, or even if I don't, but you ask me a question, I will respond. I've only got like 30 some subscribers right now. You know, I'm trying to grow the channel and I'm trying to help you guys out. There's a lot of stuff I learned while doing this. So if you have a specific question that I didn't cover, comment below and I promise you, I will do my best to try and answer it. Please stay tuned. There's gonna be another video. It's gonna be a little bit longer. We're gonna go through tuning. You're gonna see it out on the road. You're gonna see how it performs. It's gonna be cool stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Enjoy your night. Take it easy.